Play a clip.
Karmic is ruined. Karmic is ruined. I'd say the only good thing is like people don't know his real name. Like I know it's something like it's Carmichael. People call him Carmichael because that's his Twitter name. So I'm sure like his last name is probably Carmichael. And if you look up in his shit town, you can probably find it very easily. And I'm not saying do that, and please don't do that, and don't dox the guy. But it's very good that he chose to go with a pseudonym online and on his show, and that everybody calls him Karmic. And again, nobody needs to brag that they know his name. Oh, it's Kyle. Fuck. That sounds about right. Regardless of whether people know his name or not, everyone calls him Karmic. And it's smart of him to do that because it will help people in his town and inevitably in the future when he needs to get a job to make money, because this ain't it, dog. He'll be able to avoid the scrutiny of an HR department or somebody who might more readily available find his insane content and history based upon his online presence, because how do I say this? There's no company on earth that would see a 41-year-old man like this behaving like this and make this hire. I mean, he might be able to get a job as a cashier or a toll booth attendant or a street sweeper, but the documented history of drug and alcohol problems, the insane anger management issues, the arrested development and stunted mental ability, it's all laid bare for anyone to see. And this would wreck anyone's ability in the future to get an actual, real paycheck. This guy is fucked. He's fucked. There's so many videos and clips of him acting like an absolute buffoon, spiraling out, screaming, being drunk. There's no end to the lunacy. And it would be the biggest red flag to any employer, which he, again, 100%, and we can set up a death pool if you want. The death pool would not be on his life, but on his career as a streamer. And he's wrecked. He's wrecked. And we got our answer now. We know for a fact he is back in Cincinnati again. And that's where he went this weekend when he was at the airport. So he was at Felicia's for like a month. This was the roller coaster chicken sandwich experience. Came home, started doing drugs and drinking again, had a full crash out with Mersh, ran back, said he was done with Felicia and wanted to break up with her. The day afterwards, ran back to Cincinnati to the loving arms of his woman. And the minute he's in Cincinnati, everything's fine. He's walking on the promenade, drinking white chocolate or vanilla, depending on which day you ask him. He thinks it's the same. And he stayed with her for a month. He stayed with her for almost a full month the second time. And then he flew home and and he was home for a week and a half. He lasted a week and a half this time. And he's right back in Cincinnati. Now, that alone is pathetic. That alone is one of the saddest things I've ever heard. This is up there with Aaron Emholt level. I can't be alone with my thoughts. I can't be alone with myself. I don't like my life. I like vacation me. I like when I'm with Gilly. Gilly makes me feel valued. Gilly makes me feel important. Gilly makes me feel funny. Gilly makes me feel like I'm somebody. She has stuff to do. She lives in a big city. We're going out to her comedy gigs, a.k.a. open mics. We get to browse stores I've never seen, fonts I've never seen, colors I've never seen. I try foods I've never had. I go to restaurants I've never experienced. It's a childlike wonder at everything he encounters when he's with her. So every day is new, fresh, and there's some miracle to behold that unfolds before him every day he's there. That's why he likes it. It's an escape from reality. It doesn't matter what they say online. Gilly likes me. It doesn't matter what they say online. Gilly puts my penis in her mouth. It doesn't matter what they say online. At least I have the sweet, sweet ripples of her labia curling around my tongue when the midnight hour strikes. It's sad that a man has to leave his own life and escape from his own reality in order to be in her presence constantly to make himself feel better. And eventually what happens is the vacation, the newness, the novelty of his experiences in Cincinnati with Felicia will wear off, and that will become real life. The more time you stay away from your shitty trailer on mama's property, the more the vacation-like feeling of running away to Cincinnati and using Felicia for her apartment wears off, and that becomes real life. And now you're not only smoking in her apartment, now you're smoking weed in her apartment. You're probably not able to cook. You're probably not good at cleaning. You're probably kind of, you blow up the bathroom every once in a while. She's probably got one shitter, and you're just in there spurting nonstop with your cigarette shits. And you start to wear each other's nerves out. Now, like I said, it's pathetic enough that he can't be home alone for more than a week and a half without running back there. But now I'm going to drop this bomb, which we all know, but some of you may have forgotten. And this is going to put it in a whole new context. Because you know this, but you might not remember it. He was there for a month, went home for a couple weeks, ran back to her for a month, was home for a week and a half, ran back to her again. He sleeps in her guest room. He runs back to her apartment to sleep in a guest room. They do not sleep in the same bed. Some people in the chat, I'm seeing that you've missed this fact. But she revealed this on MLC. He's not allowed to sleep in the room with her. They have sex, and then he has to go sleep in the other room. This guy's wrecked. This guy's wrecked. He cannot live alone anymore. She has to be realizing that she's stuck. She did all this to upset Pat Dixon. Say whatever you want about Felicia. She's nowhere near the level of retardation that Karmic is. We've seen the eyes. We've seen the deformities. This guy's actually not there. He's not bright. She can't get rid of him. he's like a cat that comes scratching at the door for a saucer of milk. She has to be at this point understanding that she's made a horrible mistake. In that if she ever decides, and she will, that he's got to go and he's got to stop and he can't live there permanently, it's going to go very, very bad. This is going to be one of the most insane breakups that we ever have. And Gilly is cunning. Gilly puts forethought into things like this. She knows how to manipulate people. She definitely secretly records people. There's probably a trove of stories, information, embarrassing stuff that she will slowly leak out on MLC, and this young buck will not be able to handle it. It's going to wreck him. For 3 months, he has been in the habit of living with her. He comes home to check the mail, water the trailer. His life is already modified. His life's already changed. He's already in a different place. He lives with her and occasionally goes home to handle some business. But he goes right back to her, and the gaps are getting smaller in between his trips there. I don't care who you are. There's nobody who wants a loser on the couch or the guest room or wherever the fuck it is she makes him sleep after they coitus. The shorter the gaps get between his visits, the longer the stays get, and the more her patience has got to be wearing thin. People who live alone, I imagine people like Gilly, they value their alone time. They kind of need solitude. And you have Karmic, who essentially is in the brain, a child who's, I wouldn't be surprised she wakes up in the middle of the night and he's over there just turning on the tap and shutting it off and turning it on and shutting it. Look, it's hot. It comes out hot. Like everything in the world is new to him. He can't believe the big city. He's constantly like, let's go out and look at the skyscrapers again. And she's like, shut the fuck up. Take me to the store again. Show me the light switches. Just. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be very, very bad. I don't know when and I don't know where. I have a feeling sooner than later. I have a feeling that this can't last the rest of this year, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll last another year. What the fuck do I know? There's no way she's not getting tired of this shit. And I think she feels guilt, and she realized she fucked herself. She backed herself into this corner, and she's maybe afraid of being judged if she does get rid of him, if she does kick him to the curb. But I'm here to tell you, Gilly, there's nothing you can do that's going to make people think lower of you. We already think you're like a pretty out of it, dope, stupid bitch. And like, if you break up with Karmic, nobody's going to go like, how could you do this to Karmic? Like, well, nobody's going to think you're great or a good person or anything, but it will be your best move. Your best move, Gilly, is to kick this idiot to the curb. Your instincts were right wanting him to take an IQ test, because you might be liable. You might be committing a crime by allowing a retard to rub his big uncut retard penis in between your thighs. He might not have the mental capacity to consent. So I'm here to tell you again, while I don't think this will save your reputation, we all are going to think you're a gross, smelly, towering, fat bitch for the rest of existence because of Pat Dixon revealing your weight at 208 pounds. It will garner you favor with Kevin Brennan. You will get tons and tons of super chats. You will get paid. I'm sure you have great stories. Everyone's going to hang on every fucking word that you have to say. And everyone will dunk on Karmic and make fun of him because his spiral, when you do that, is going to be epic. And I'm just here to let you know, in case you're sitting there feeling trapped tonight, and I know it's hard, but I do want to let you know, you can't lose this breakup. You're more emotionally mature, you're more intelligent, you have more life experience, and this guy's going to buckle and bury himself. So rip the Band-Aid off. Stop worrying about it. You have bigger fish to fry. You've got a budding comedy career, let's say. You live in a city. There's a million men who would be lucky to curl up with a giant you every night. You can't save them all. He's not your responsibility. This is a catch and release. You got to cut him loose. I would argue that if you're really worried about him, the longer you hold on to him, the more damage you're doing. You're now conditioning him to think he can run to you and show up on your doorstep anytime he feels bad about himself. You're teaching him that he can escape reality and run away. You're his only anchor. You're his own, again, we can tell what emotional damage has been done to this kid over his life by living where he lives and having the lack of experience that he possesses. You're hurting him. You're actually hurting him by continuing to allow him to make spunk on you. So, I know all these things run through your head, and it's a lot to think about. You're worried about him a little bit, but you're also feeling trapped, and you're worrying about how it'll be perceived. I'm telling you, let him go. Let him go. There's no way you come out worse than him. He is going to lose his mind. And maybe, just maybe, he'll make it all go away. There's a chance that you won't have to worry about him for very long at all.